Hello, what's up? Okay, last time we learned representation of number in single and double processing format. So this time I've come with binary division. So we are actually going to learn how we divide the numbers that are in binary form. So first of all, let's go to the steps. So you can pause the video to have a look at it. It might be helpful. So let's directly get into the binary division thing. So here we have a binary division now. But before that, there are two things that you should be knowing. So one of them is the process, the method to perform binary addition. And the second one is the process to find two's complement. So I assume that the viewers who are watching it might have already known how we can perform binary addition and find out two's complement, but yet I'll show it to you. So let me take two numbers for it. 7, which is when converted to binary, gives you 0, 111. Yeah. So another number that I'd like to take is 3. So when you convert it into binary, you'll get something like this. Yeah. So when we perform, the addition will directly get 10 in case of decimal. So when we add these binary numbers, we should be getting the same numbers as well. 10. So in case of decimal, when you add 1 and 1, you'll get 2. But in case of binary, when you add 1 and 1, you'll get 10. The ultimate intention is that you have to find out the answer which consists of digits only 1 and 0. So that's the final motive. And when you add 1 and 1, you'll get 10. So here you can see that we have 1 and 1, which gives you 10. That means you leave the 0 here and send 1 as carry. Alright, so when you add 1 and 1, you'll again get 10. And when you add 1 to 10, you'll get 11. So I'll be leaving 1 behind and sending another 1 above. So here we have 1 plus 0, which gives you 1, and when 1 added to that gives you 10. So I sent this 1 over here. So 0 when added to 0 gives you 0, and when added to 1 gives you 1. So this is our final answer, and when this is converted to decimal, you'll get 10. So we have same answer. Now it's time for two's complement. It's not that difficult to find the answer in two's complement. First of all, you have to convert the given number into one's complement, find the one's complement for the given number. And in order to do that, you'll just have to place zeros instead of 1 and 1s instead of 0. So for this number, 1's complement would be 0, 1, 0, 1. It's pretty easy. And when you add 1 to the 1's complement, then it will give you 2's complement as the final answer. So when 1 added to 1 gives you 10, so I'll leave the 0 behind and get the carry. And when 1 is added to 0, you'll get 1, and these two are the same. So this is what you get as two's complement. Now we can finally go to binary division. So here we have the question. So dividend, which is denoted by Q, is 13. The value for divisor, which is denoted by M, is given 4. And 13 when converted to binary form gives you 1101. And divisor M, that is 4, when converted to binary form gives you 00100. So that's all for the question, and here I have found out minus M. I have calculated the value for minus M. I'll tell you why. But first, let me introduce this. C stands for count, and we're actually having 4 counts, and we need to find out the answer in 4 counts. And M stands for divisor, I've said earlier, and we'll be including 5 bits of numbers for that. A stands for accumulator, and there is no initial value for that, so we'll be putting zeros instead. So dividend stands for Q. Q stands for dividend. which will be taking 4 bits of numbers, and steps will be mentioning or will be listing out what we actually perform in there. So let's start. So we have, we're going to find out the answer in 4 count, so let me write 4 over here. And for the value of m, we have 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, since we are getting 5 bits of numbers, taking 5 bits of numbers. We don't have initial value for a, so we'll be writing 5 zeros over here. For q, we have 1, 1, 0, 1 as the value. So these are the initial values, the first values that we take in order to operate. So after this, right after this, what you have to do is left shift the given numbers. So we'll have to left shift the digits that we have. So in place of 1, there is no number. For now, let's leave an empty space. So let's shift this digit 1 over here, this digit 0 over here, this digit 1 over here, and this digit 1 over here. So this will go this way, okay? So we have this 0 over here, and it goes on, and this first digit will be discarded. It will disappear. So right after you do this, you'll have to check the first digit of accumulator. And if you encounter 0 over here, you'll have to perform a minus m and put it in the container a. So we'll have to put the value of a minus m in a. So this is why we calculated a minus m, minus m. So actual reason is binary subtraction can be done, but that can be a tiresome process. It will be a little longer. So what we actually intended to do is, in order to perform this, we actually are trying to add the value of minus m to a, which gives you exact same value. Alright, so now we can calculate minus m, the value for minus m. This way I'll show you. We have a 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, alright, as the value of m. We're about to calculate minus m. So that means we'll have to calculate 2's complement of this given number. So in order to do that, first of all, you need to know the 1's complement, which can be done by replacing zeros with 1's and 1's with zeros. So you'll get the answer this way. And when you add 1 to the value of 1's complement, you'll get the 2's complement. That means 1 plus 1 gives you 10, so I'll let this carry over. So 1 plus 1 again gives you 10, so 1 will go carry. So it gives you 1, 1, 1. So this is the exact value. So this is how I calculated minus m. So now we are about to do a minus m. That means here we have 4 zeros and 1 as the value of a after we left shifted the digits. And then we are about to add the value of minus m to it in order to calculate a minus m. So let's add the value of 1, 1, 1, 0, 0 minus m. So when you do this, you'll get the value something like this. And I'll be copying this very value over here. 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. Alright? So I am going to copy the same value as above over here. This ends our 4th count. Now let's move to count 3, alright? So there's nothing should be done to the value of m, let it be as it is. All we have to make operation into is a and q. We'll have to operate in a and q, and everything will just be fine. So in the 3rd count, the first thing that you have to do is find the value for q0. That means you'll have to find the value for this vacant space. So vacant place, and in order to fill this up, what you need to do is check this value where we performed a minus m or a plus m. You'll have to check the value, this first digit of a, where in the step where we perform a minus m or a plus m. So here I see 1, so the exact opposite value goes in here. That means here we encounter 1, that means the value for q0 would be 0. So I'll write a 0 in place of this vacant place. Alright, so this is going to be the value. So I'll copy this down. So this is what should be done. So right after this, the thing that you have to do is left shift. I've already told how you can left shift, yet I'll tell it one more time. So you'll have to shift this 0 over here, shift this 1 over here, shift this 0 over here, shift this 1 over here, shift this 1 over here, shift this 0 over here, shift this 1 over here, and shift this 1 over here, and discard this first one. And leave a vacant place at the list. And after this, you'll have to decide whether to carry out A minus M, whether to perform A minus M or A plus M. So in order to decide that, what you have to do is go to this place and check. You have 1 over here, right? So that means you'll have to perform A plus M. Here you can see we had a 0 over here, so we performed A minus M. Now we have 1 over here, so we're going to perform A plus M. So what do we have as the value of A? We have 1, 1, 0, 1, 1 as the value of A. So we'll have to add the value of M to it. So that means 0, 0, 1, 0, 0 is the value for M. So we'll have to add that. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. So when we add it, we'll get a value like this. I got all 1s. So I will copy this value here. I'll copy the same value as above over here. And this ends the count 3. So same process has to be repeated until count 0. So the first thing that you have to do is find the value for Q0. In order to find the value for Q0, you'll have to check this, alright? The step where we perform either A plus M or A minus M. This should be put in the container A. So we have 1 here. That means exact opposite value is here, and so here as well. So we got this. And we have to copy the same value as above over here. Now this is count 2. And the immediate thing that we have to do is a left shift. And we have vacant space over here. And the first one has been discarded again. Now, whether to perform A plus M or A minus M, we have to check the value over here, right? So we have 1 over here. So that means we'll have to carry out A plus M. This is possibly the best way to remember the process. So what do we have the value of A? For now it's 1, 1, 1, 1 and 0, this value. And we have to add the value of M. So that is 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. So it makes it 1. 1 plus 1 gives you 10. So it's again 1. Alright, so it gives you 0 again, and there is 10 again. Since we need only 5 bits of numbers that I've mentioned over here, so we have 6 bits of numbers here. So we'll discard the first digit and take only these 5 digits as answer. So it's 0, 0, 1, 0. Alright. So let me copy the same number. By this we are at the end of count 2. So again, after that, we have to find the value for Q0, and in order to do that, we'll have to take the digit at the beginning of the step where we performed A plus M, alright? So we have 0 over here, that means the exact opposite value goes over here, that is 1. So instead of 0 now, we'll have to write 1. So this is what we get, and I will be copying the same number. Alright, so this is count 1. And right after that, the thing that we have to do is left shift. And what we get is this. Alright, so this has been discarded. And in order to decide whether to perform A plus M or A minus M, we'll have to check the value here. So it is 0, so it was 0 here, so we performed A minus M. It was 1 here, so we performed A plus M. So it is 0 here again, so we're going to perform A minus M. So the value for A right now is 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. Alright. So when we add the value for minus M in order to perform A minus M, we have 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. Alright, so 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. We're going to add this value and we'll get something like 1. See 1 again. So it will give you 0, 0, 0, 0, and 1. And let me copy this value. We're almost at the end now, since we have a final count over here, that is count 0. So now we'll have to find the value for Q0, and you have to check the first digit of this accumulator, and you have 0. Since you have 0 here, you will be writing 1 over here, and so here too, and write like this. Okay, just in order to remember whether A is the quotient or Q is the quotient, since Q is for dividend in fact, but you can say Q is for quotient for now, just for now. So the value of Q we have is for quotient, and it's 0, 0, 1, 1. And all this time we've been operating for remainder in A. So the remainder would be 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, which in decimal is 1 itself, and which in decimal is 3. So let's see whether it is correct or not. So we have 13 as dividend and 4 as divisor. So when we do perform this in general in binary, you get 4 multiplied by 3 gives you 12, and you'll get this as quotient, and you'll get this as a remainder, alright? So this is what we got. 1 as remainder and 3 as quotient, so we're successful to actually carry out binary division. I hope you understood it well. Now it's time for tip of the day. So here's the tip of the day. Last time I said that you better create an area of your own or particular spots of your home or your room. Just create your own space where you study. Every time you study, you go to that place, sit in there, study in there. Just carry out all your studying activities over there, right? So there's no actually another tip of the day for today. I want to say why you need to do that. So when you approach that area by chance, when you go to that area by chance with some other motives, with some other tasks, you'll actually, when you do that regularly, you'll feel the need of studying. When you see that area, you'll feel like studying, or you'll feel like something's missing, and that is study. So I felt it. So that might be helpful to you. I actually had heard it somewhere, but I used to do that on my own, and then I heard it, and I tend to believe that. So that might be helpful to you as well. So here it is. When you do that, you'll suddenly remember that you gotta study, or you feel like studying when you see that area. That's a good point, right? So that's it for today. Stay energetic, charismatic, be positive, be you. See you in my next video. Have a good day.